Yes. And it's Andi Weimann at the double. Bristol City lead the seven-side derby, and Bristol City have won it. Martin slides away in celebration. Antoine Semenyo, take a bow. Sykes one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He gets his first Bristol City goal. Oh, goodness me. Andi Weimann.
Good evening. The team are back at Ashton Gate for the first game of the month, just days after Bristol City's draw against Swansea City here. And tonight they take on Sheffield United. Both teams are in the building, as you can see, and tonight's visitors are currently sat in fourth, but have only managed one win in the last 7 games over October. That victory coming against West Brom over the weekend. Hello and welcome, Bristol City fans, to the Robins TV studio. Alongside me tonight, talking all things Bristol City and the EFL Championship, is professional development phase coach Ali Hines. And Ali, you've already been busy today with the under-21s and another victory.
Yeah, another good performance today. So yeah, beat Charlton 2-0. So really pleased with that, and hopefully we can follow up with another Bristol City victory tonight. And
you were almost unbeaten apart from one loss against Ipswich. How good is it to have such a good form?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We always want to build on it. The performance is the most important part of it we look for, and the results come along really well with it. So, yeah, we're really happy at the moment, and we've got a big game next week against Watford at the HPC. And looking to tonight's game, what are your thoughts? You know, after quite a good England-Wales derby draw over the weekend. I think build on momentum that we created. Great chances first half. Due to good goalkeeping or not great finishing, we can build on that, and hopefully we can convert those chances and get a good result. And we saw yet some of the young Bristol City players just throw everything onto the pitch over the weekend, and all that energy that they bring, and quite a few of them are starting tonight as well. Yeah, it's great to see, and those players get another opportunity tonight to impress, and they need to build. They need to continue to work hard, in possession, out of possession, and hopefully we can keep a clean sheet and score some goals. And how are the slightly younger players, or the players that haven't quite jumped to the first team yet, how do they look towards those players and look up to them, because they're sort of their peers? Yeah, no, it's great because they see them every day in training around the building, which is fantastic. Obviously Nigel Pearson creates that culture that we all work across each other and work well. They'll be here tonight watching, and hopefully they'll get their opportunities if they keep working hard. Well, definitely, thank you very much, Ali. And we will head over to Toby Osborne, our commentator tonight, for all the team news.
Thank you very much, Louise. I think I've underestimated how cold it was to be tonight with the clocks going back. Nonetheless, I'm sure things will heat up inside Ashton Gate as we approach kick-off. Let's have a look at the sides that will go head-to-head tonight. As you can imagine, the Sheffield United squad littered with stars. None more so than Ollie McBurney, who scored on Saturday, but he's not made Paul Heckingbottom's starting 11. 4 changes, somewhat surprisingly for the Blades. The first sees McBurney come out, despite scoring that goal, and he's been replaced by Sheffield United royalty, you could say, Billy Sharp. Maybe a surprising switch, given that Ollie McBurney is the player in the division to register the most shots on target so far this season. The second change sees Kadra also come into a midfield 3. You may remember the Brighton loanee from a spell at the Terriers last season. It sees Tommy Doyle miss out tonight, which might relieve a few Bristol City fans that have kept tabs on him. He is on loan from Manchester City for the season. Then at the back, Jack Robinson comes into a 3 with Egan and Chris Basham, a defence full of experience tonight for the Blades. Then between the sticks, it's a return for Wes Fotheringham. He is replacing Wales international Davies, who drops down to the bench to keep it warm alongside Ollie McBurney, Clark, McAtee, Brooks and Sajdev. As for Bristol City, well, they'll have to keep an eye out tonight for all the threats that the Blades possess. One change for Nigel Pearson's men after shaking off illness. He's dynamite and he's back. Andi Weimann returns to the starting 11. Semenyo, the man who misses out, and he drops down to the bench. Aside from that, Bristol City unchanged, with the impressive George Tanner and Camp Pring maintaining their positions in that back 3. flanking the talismanic Zach Viner, who just effortlessly slotted in at the heart of defence on Saturday. He's been praised in abundance for his recent performances. Then Scott and James make up a midfield two, and Conway and Wells are the duo that are flying at the moment. An assist for Naki on Saturday and an 8th goal of the season for Tommy in what has undoubtedly become his breakthrough season. A boost for the Reds on the bench with the return of Tim Closer, but that isn't the only defensive option for them tonight among the subs. Joe Lowe keeps his spot in the squad, and we've now seen how dangerous Semenyo can be coming off from the subs bench. What can he do tonight if he is unleashed with maybe 30 minutes or so remaining? Right, let's hear from a man that will be optimistic after a much needed draw on Saturday against the Swans. It's Nigel Pearson.
Nigel, one change tonight. Andi Weimann's back in. You're obviously a big admirer of what he does in terms of his contribution to the team effort. Is that why you brought him back tonight?
Andy playing in that position, in the 10 position, that's his biggest strength. And I think at the weekend we had 3 forwards playing, and it doesn't always come naturally to those 3 players. And I think Naki and Tommy have got a really good partnership. Andy in behind, Andy's been a little bit frustrated that he's not scored recently. So there's no doubt tonight he'll have the bit between his teeth, as people say. But he's a very important player for us.
And Antoine is on the bench. We saw early in the season what he can do off the bench.
Well, I think again for somebody like Antoine, it's a challenge for him, and there's no doubt his ability and he's going to be some player. But it's just what the team needs tonight. So the selection's based on what I think is right for us as a club and as a team. And Antoine is a great player to have coming off the bench. So it's just what it is.
And you get the same 3 at the back. Testament to what they did on Saturday, coming in terms of the late call for the Cameron as well.
Yes, I think they deserve another opportunity tonight. Looking at Sheffield United's lineup, they've got a very mobile forward line, so our lads are going to have to be at their best tonight. But let's see what they do. I think they deserve another chance.
Go well tonight.
Cheers, thanks.
Well, Ali, Nigel talks a lot there about bringing Weimann in, and he's had a bit of time off, and obviously he was ill over the weekend, but do you think, like you said, he'll be chomping at the bit to get there and get his goal tally up? Yeah,
definitely. I think having Andy back in the 10, he'll offer such energy. He'll press the life out of the opposition. He can score goals, as we've seen in the past, so excited to see him play tonight, and I'm sure he'll have a good game.
And also, we like talking about Tommy Conway just because he's been so impressive this season, 8 goals. But also, what do you think about the sort of relationship he's been building with Naki and the way in which they've been playing in quite a positive way? Yeah,
they're great. I think it's a great partnership. They've played like that in the 23s at time last season, which was great to see. They have a good understanding where they work together. They're both very mobile. They both understand where they are in the box at the time, and I'm sure goals and assists will help each other out with that.
And Camprin came on, he started, didn't really know he was going to start over the weekend. But he, like we said, he left everything on the pitch. How much do you think that confidence, but actually showing that he has the passion and the want to be able to get forward, and sometimes we didn't even know what position he was playing in those opening 10 minutes. He looked like he was going to be shooting him for an assist. Yeah, and I think Cam, defensively, he's outstanding. He can cover anywhere across the back line, and he's very versatile. He's a great athlete. He's a really good 1v1 defender, but also going forwards, like you touched on, he can get assists, he can score goals as well. So hopefully he can continue that tonight. And maybe do you think Antoine is better coming off the bench? Sometimes he has that fire in his belly when he's coming on, like, I've got something to prove now. I think if you ask Anton, he'd want to start, but obviously that's the nature of the manager's choice tonight, which is we're well respected. And I think Anton knows he's just got to be a bit tidier with his hold-up play, his decisions to shoot. But he'll be a threat, and he'll be looking forward to come on, I'm sure. And then looking at Sheffield United side, we saw that Ollie McBurney, who creates a lot of issues for other championship sides, he's not even playing tonight, but they've got Billy Sharp in instead. Yeah, lots of experience in that team, and as you heard the manager say, there's a lot of mobility going forwards with this team, but I think we've got
players that can cause them problems tonight. So looking forward to seeing it.
Well, there's not long left until kick-off, but we will be talking a little bit more in the build-up to tonight's match after this break.
Might not wanna get close. We a little wild war, covered in tattoos. Run it up, taking all the views. Stepping on place, feeling the fear. I know you feeling it in the air. Whole squad wearing all black. Motivation's looking real bad. We back to the bone, raising a fire alone. We ain't never needed nobody. Give me 6 feet, this is my party. Ain't got no feelings, we heartless. Take a peek inside the darkness. Blow up the spot, then we run it. Ready or not, here we coming.
When the red, red robin comes bobbing along.
The Robins, who this season have gone bobbing along right into the second division of the English Football League.
The Robins.
If you've ever been to Ashton Gate in Bristol, you'll know that is the signature tune of Bristol City, the Robins.
So we've got all this outdoor space here, and it's perfect for companies to come in, whether they're small or large. So we cater for maybe a team of 12 or a team of 800. They can come here, have a really positive experience and be rewarded for all their hard work in the office or whatever industry they're from.
As we've got such a big company, a lot of us don't see each other.
Being able for the first time to get everyone out together in one place doing an activity together was great for team bonding and boosting that morale.
We can hone in on specific skills such as communication, leadership, teamwork, resilience. Here we've got a 400-metre military assault course, which is fantastic for team building. If you want a morale booster, this is the place to come.
Welcome back to Robins TV. Tonight we're facing off against Sheffield United, and one of our star men from last season, Andi Weimann, is back in the starting lineup, and earlier this season Toby Osborne caught up with him for a coffee.
Andy, good to see you.
Hi, how you doing? You good?
Yeah, good. Are you a coffee fan?
Yeah, I love the coffee.
Let's go and grab one, come on. Is it part of the pre-match ritual, coffee?
Yeah, I've got 3 kids, so I need coffee to stay awake.
Of course, yes.
I'm making one for you as well.
Yes, please.
You can try it if you want.
So this is me now.
Yeah,
I'll do the taste test. Served with a spill as well.
It's a bit hot. It's alright.
Yeah, it's
milky.
not bad.
It's a bit milky.
It's not bad. Are there many coffee drinkers in the squad?
There's a few. I think probably the ones you'd expect. Everyone with children is on the coffees, and then the young boys all on the caramel lattes, you know, the sweet ones. But yeah, I normally drink it black. But yeah.
Nice. Sign of a true athlete, that is. So Andy, after that, do you fancy yourself owning a cafe when you finish your playing career, becoming a barista?
Owning it, maybe, not so much making the coffees. Yeah, the frothing of the milk didn't go too well, but black coffee I can do, so yeah, that's all right.
Stick to life on the pitch for now. So it's been an incredible, well, I guess 18 months for you on the field. Where does Bristol City now for you, among all the teams you've played for throughout your career, Aston Villa, Derby, Rapid Vienna from your hometown as well, what is, and how does the affinity with Bristol City fan base feel for you now? Is this the sort of heyday of your career, if you like?
I think so, yeah. I think I'll always have fond memories of obviously my time at Villa, because I came there when I was still 15 years old, came through the youth team, and I was there for 8 years, so obviously they kind of gave me my chance in England, so I always have fond memories of that time there. But yeah, I think this is my 5th season here now, and I love it here. Everything, the city, I love the city, the people, the fans. I feel I've got a good connection with the fans. I think everyone around the club, I get on with everyone. So I think it's the best time of my career, definitely. Yeah.
It's been such a successful time for you personally. Let's go back to where it all began for you. Of course, you started playing for your hometown club in Vienna. Who were those, I guess, early influences for you when you first started your career? Was it a family thing that sort of pushed you into football?
Well, actually, both my parents actually did athletics, so they were hurdlers, both of them. They did 100-metre hurdles. My godfather used to play for Rapid Vienna, so I was always, and my dad then, when he retired, when I was 2 years old, he played like semi-professional, so I was kind of always on the football pitch watching him play, or well, we call him my uncle, he's not really my uncle, but so we were watching him, and from then on I was always on the football pitch, to be honest, but I actually never really played football until I was 7, and then I think it was like athletics that I did like a camp, and played football in the free time, and it was on a pitch, the local pitch, and one of the local teams kind of seen me there and said, "Oh, do I fancy coming to training?" And then from then on it just kind of accelerated, and I was just started playing football every day then.
Do you think that athleticism within your family, I guess in terms of your playing style now, do you think it comes from that to some degree? We're used to seeing you at Ashton Gate literally giving everything from the moment the whistle blows to start a match through to the end, and that's what the fans love you for. Do you think that kind of comes from that innate athleticism with your family, and I guess the athletics with both your parents as well?
Yeah, I guess it definitely helps probably. If it's in my genes that they were very sporty, they still are now. So yeah, I've always had that. I was always in sports from the moment I was born, so that's definitely helped. Also, obviously, they knew kind of how to help me because they've been professional sports people, and like I say, it definitely helps. I think having parents who are athletes. Yeah.
And were there any, I guess, when you first got picked up by, your local side, were there any sort of knockbacks in those early days, or has it always been football? Have you been fully focused on a career in the sport? Not
really. I don't think I ever thought I was going to be a footballer. I think, well, you dream of it, but you don't think, I'm going to be one. I still did tennis and athletics outside of football, because like my children now as well, we're just trying to get them into as many sports as possible, just even if they don't become anything in that sport. I think having a sport in your childhood, I think it helps you for the future as well, being sporty and healthy. So I did loads of sports, and then I don't know, when I probably got like 10, 11, people started saying, "Oh, he's actually not bad." And then I just went from there, and when I was 13 I went to Rapid Vienna for 2 years, and that was obviously the biggest club in Austria at the time. Obviously now you've got Red Bull Salzburg and stuff, but back then it was Rapid Vienna, and that was then when I thought, maybe I'm not bad, I'm quite good.
There you go, there's a chat early in the season with Andi Weimann. But now let's take a look back to a classic match against the Blades back in 2010.
Well, Bristol City welcomes Sheffield United to Ashton Gate this afternoon as they look to continue an impressive recent run of form. Keith Millen's side have lost just 1 in the last 7, and the City boss has spoken this week of achieving the holy grail of successive wins. Rose will help Bristol City keep possession. Here's Pittman, flicking it over to Cole Scouse. Momentarily, Bristol City have 2-on-1 here. Here's Clarkson in the middle. He goes down, and Bristol City have an early penalty. Well, it was Britton tracking back. Clarkson got in a tangle, went down. Arguments being led by Steve Simonson, the Sheffield United goalkeeper, but Bristol City have an early penalty. So Howard failed for Leicester in front of the Atio stand a week ago. Brett Pitman in the red of Bristol City will be hoping to succeed and give his side a first half lead. So Pitman it is. Referee not happy that everyone was outside the area. Here's Pitman! And Bristol City lead 1-0. It's 2-2 for Brett Pitman. It took him 13 games to get off the mark, and now he's flying. And Bristol City delighted. Clarkson fouled. Pitman makes no mistake from 12 yards. It's Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 0. So McAllister with it. Colker was arriving. Here's Fontaine. Looks perhaps a hand, and in fact it is. It's another Bristol City penalty. Well, it looked as though a hand was up, but there was barely room between Fontaine and the man on the end of it. I think it might have been Jordan who's rolling around. That looked very harsh. And so for the second time in this first half, Brett Pitman will step up and will try to beat Steve Simonson. So Pitman looking for his second penalty in half an hour. Looking for his third goal in 2 games. And he smashes it right down the middle. Simonson went the same way again, and it was the wrong way again. Brett Pitman makes no mistake. Sheffield United still unhappy. Simonson gets a yellow card for kicking the ball away. The away side aren't happy. They've had 2 penalties given against them. The first looked fair, but that one was harsh. Bristol City won't be complaining though. The home side lead 2-0. So McAllister over it. It goes over Simonson, and it's gone straight in. McAllister has scored direct from a corner. It went over everyone. It went over Simonson, and it's dropped in at the far post. Well, it's a quite extraordinary goal. You don't see that very often. And McAllister will enjoy that one. Simonson caught underneath it, and Sheffield United's day just gets even worse. Bristol City lead 3-0.
Now, Ali, you were just saying that you can remember that game, and you were actually working here at the time.
Yeah, no, it was a while ago. Like I said, I drew a testimonial now on the back of that. Didn't realise how long ago that was, but no, good to see.
And there's someone on the bench who you've been working with a lot, Joe Lowe. Tell me about him as a player and how he's improved in the last few months.
He's a commanding centre-back, Joe. He's a physical player. He likes first contact, but also in possession with the ball. He's a fantastic ball carrier. He'll carry the ball right out of defence into midfield. He's a threat in both boxes, so he can keep it out of our box, but he can also score in the opposition's box, which is great. So yeah, he's a huge talent, Joe, and it's great to see him on the bench.
And do you have any predictions for tonight's match? Anything that you think will happen? Do you think we'll have 2 penalties like we did in 2010?
It'd be nice. It would be nice. I think 2-0 Bristol City. Andi Weimann with the first goal and Naki Wells with the next.
And actually, do you think, the way in which he shaped that defence, actually that did work against Swansea City apart from the Encham goal? Do you think that'll work again tonight?
Yeah, I think it's consistent. The shape seems to stay the same, and I think the players that are going in tonight, they've worked this position before. So yeah, I think consistency is the key. Keeping the players in there, and the back 5 did great on Saturday. So hopefully they can continue with that.
Now, Sheffield United, they started the season really, really well, and like we said, they've had a bit of a dip through the month of October. What do you think of the strengths in their team?
I think they've got experience in their team. Obviously a few changes tonight. They've always been direct, they've always been physical, hard-working team. But I think once you break them down and you look after the ball and you hit them on the counter, which we can do, I think we'll have a bit of success against them tonight.
And let's have another look at some of those younger players. We've got George Tanner, we've got Cam Pring, we've got Tommy Conway, Alex Scott. What are their strengths? Why does it work, them coming up, and they've all been ready to start in the first team?
Their work ethic's excellent. What they do with the ball technically as well. They're good technicians. They play with no fear, which is great. But they also have a a cohesion in the team and they work well together, which is great. So, you know, credit to Nigel Pearson for giving an opportunity to play, and the academy's done a terrific job getting his players ready for the first team.
Definitely, thanks Ali. Well, it's now time for those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook to say goodbye, and for the rest of us, it's time for us